Creating complex formulas. Microsoft Excel 2010 is a spreadsheet application that can help you calculate and analyze numerical information for household budgets, company finances, inventory, and more. To do this, you need to understand complex formulas. In this lesson, you will learn how to write complex formulas following the order of operations. You will also learn about relative and absolute cell references and how to copy and fill formulas containing cell references. Simple formulas have one mathematical operation, such as 5 plus 5. Complex formulas have more than one mathematical operation, such as 5 plus 5 minus 2. When there is more than one operation in a formula, the order of operations tells us which operation to calculate first. In order to use Microsoft Excel 2010 to calculate complex formulas, you will need to understand the order of operations. Order of operations. Microsoft Excel 2010 calculates formulas based on the following order of operations. 1. Operations enclosed in parentheses. 2. Exponential calculations. 2 the power of. 3. Multiplication and division, whichever comes first. 4. Addition and subtraction, whichever comes first. Example 2. In this example, we will review how Microsoft Excel 2010 will calculate a complex formula using the order of operations. The selected cell will display the percent of total peat lily seeds sold that were white. 1. First, Microsoft Excel 2010 will calculate the amount sold in parentheses 19 into 1.99, that's equal to 37.81. White lily seeds, and 33 into 1.99, that's equal to 65.67 total lily seeds. 2. Second, it will divide the white lily seeds amount by the total lily seeds amount. 37.81 over 65.67, that's equal to 0.5758. 3. Last, it will multiply the result by 100 to obtain the value as a percent. 0.5758 into 100, that's equal to 57.58. Based on this complex formula, the result will show that 57.58% of the total peat lily seeds sold were white. You can see from this example that it is important to enter complex formulas with the correct order of operations. Otherwise, Microsoft Excel 2010 will not calculate the results accurately. Complex formula using the order of operations. In this example, we will use cell references in addition to actual values to create a complex formula that will add tags to the nursery order. 1. Click the cell where you want the formula result to appear. For example, F11. 2. Type the equal sign. Equal to. 3. Type an open parentheses. Then click on the cell that contains the first value you want in the formula. For example, F4. 4. Type the first mathematical operator, for example, the addition sign. 5. Click on the cell that contains the second value you want in the formula. For example, F5. And then type a closed parentheses. 6. Type the next mathematical operator, for example, the multiplication sign. 7. Type the next value in the formula. For example, 0.055 for 5.5% tax. 8. Click Enter to calculate your formula. The result shows that Rs 2.12 is the tax for the nursery order. Working with cell references. In order to maintain accurate formulas, it is necessary to understand how cell references respond when you copy or fill them to new cells in the worksheet. Microsoft Excel 2010 will interpret cell references as either relative or absolute. By default, cell references are relative references. When copied or filled, they change based on the relative position of rows and columns. If you copy a formula, parentheses equal to A1 plus B1, close parentheses, into row 2, the formula will change to become Relative references. Relative references can save you time when you're repeating the same kind of calculation across multiple rows or columns. In the following example, we're creating a formula with cell references in row 4 to calculate the total cost of the electric bill and water bill for each month. Open parentheses, B4 is equal to B2 plus B3, close parentheses. For the upcoming months, we want to use the same formula with relative references. Open parentheses, C2 plus C3, comma, D2 plus D3, comma, E2 plus E3, comma, etc. To create and copy a formula using relative references. 1. Select the first cell where you want to enter the formula, for example B4. 2. Enter the formula to calculate the value you want. For example, add B2 plus B3. 3. Press Enter. The formula will be calculated. 4. Select the cell you want to copy. For example, B4, and click on the Copy command from the Home tab. 5. Select the cells where you want to paste the formula and click on the Paste command from the Home tab. You may also drag the Fill handle to fill cells. 6. Your formula is copied to the selected cells as a relative reference. Open parentheses, C4 is equal to C2 plus C3, comma, D4 is equal to D2 plus D3, comma, E4 is equal to E2 plus E3, etc. Close parentheses, and the values are calculated. Absolute references. There may be times when you do not want a cell reference to change when copying or filling cells. You can use an absolute reference to keep a row and/or column constant in the formula. An absolute reference is designated in the formula by the addition of a dollar sign. It can precede the column reference, the row reference, or both. In the below example, we want to calculate the sales tax for a list of products with varying prices. We will use an absolute reference for the sales tax, $B, $1, because we do not want it to change as we are copying the formula down the column of varying prices. To create and copy a formula using an absolute reference. 1. Select the first cell where you want to enter the formula. 2. Click on the cell that contains the first value you want in the formula. 3. Type the first mathematical operator, for example, the multiplication sign. 4. Type the dollar sign and enter the column letter of the cell you're making an absolute reference to. 5. Type the dollar sign and enter the row number of the same cell you're making an absolute reference to. 6. Press Enter to calculate the formula. 7. Select the cell you want to copy and click on the Copy command from the Home tab. 8. Select the cells where you want to paste the formula and click on the Paste command from the Home tab. You may also drag the Fill handle to fill cells. 9. Your formula is copied to the selected cells using the absolute reference. Working with basic functions. Figuring out formulas for calculations you want to make in Microsoft Excel 2010 can be tedious and complicated. Fortunately, Microsoft Excel 2010 has an entire library of functions or predefined formulas that you can take advantage of. You may be familiar with common functions like sum, average, product, or count. But there are hundreds of functions in Microsoft Excel 2010, even for things like formatting text, referencing cells, calculating financial rates, analyzing statistics, and more. In this lesson, you will learn the basics of inserting common functions into your worksheet by utilizing the AutoSum and Insert Functions commands. You will also become familiar with how to search and find various functions, including exploring Microsoft Excel 2010's Functions library. A function is a predefined formula that performs calculations using specific values in a particular order. One of the key benefits of functions is that they can save you time, since you do not have to write the formula yourself. Microsoft Excel 2010 has hundreds of different functions to assist with your calculations. In order to use these functions correctly, You need to understand the different parts of a function and how to create arguments in functions to calculate values and cell references. The parts of a function. The parts of a function. The order in which you insert a function is important. Each function has a specific order, called syntax, which must be followed for the function to work correctly. The basic syntax to create a formula with a function is to insert an equal sign. A function name, sum, for example, is the function name for addition, and an argument. Arguments contain the information you want the formula to calculate, such as a range of cell references.